I think that those 70 years, in my perspective, and through the films, you could see how the Israel person was created. It's not a Jewish person anymore. It's not somebody that lives in the Gola. It's somebody that lives here and was created from nothing. My name is Ofer Cohen. I'm the owner of Linov Production Labs in Israel. We do film transfers and digitize every format to digital format. And we do have the biggest private archives of films from the Jewish history and from the life of Israel in the last 100 years. We've been one of the oldest photography stores in Israel since 1956. We're getting people from all over the country and we're asking them, do you have films? And believe it or not, but from that point, we got the most exciting films in Israel. Suddenly you see Ben Gurion in 1939. It was hidden in the closet for 80 years and suddenly you see him in color. We found out a lot of films that were shot during the wars, during very special operation of the army. So for instance, we brought back to life a movie of a soldier that was killed in 1973, and we brought the film back to his mother. She's 102 years old, and until that point she had only black and white picture of her son, and suddenly she could see the last minute of him in HD in color. I have the first 2 minutes of the beginning of the war in 1973. This was a very special war. It happened suddenly. And in this film, which we found out by luck, you could see 4 people having a nice picnic in Sharm el-Sheikh in Sinai, and suddenly the war starts in the sky and they see planes are dropping down on their head. So it shows how the picture changed drastically from very quiet life to a big danger or a big tragedy that happened to Israel. During a working day, you can see what the life were in the 50s, life were in the 60s, life were in the 70s. You see the happy family in one hand, and the next scene you see him fighting in the Golan Heights, and it's amazing. Everything is on the same very small 3 minutes film. I think that those stories has to bring up, because this generation would never realize that this country was not giving them like that on a silver plate. We do have a lot of footage of the life in Israel and the life before Israel. So we get films from the time of before the Holocaust, communities that lives in Europe. We have films of people that immigrate to Israel. The films of the very first steps of families in Israel. Families from Europe, families from Arab countries. It's like pipping, it's like you're watching films that people shot in their home. It's very exciting because you could see the variety of families here, how the culture was built here. You could see how people changed or how this generation changed. It's beautiful to see what happened here or the changes along the years.